Bill O'Reilly here. You are listening to the O'Reilly Update, sponsored by Tax Network USA, America's #1 choice for tax resolution. Please go to tnusa.com/bill or call 800-245-6000. Coming up next, the news with Mike Slater.
Thank you, Bill. It is Monday, June 10th, 2024. Here's what's happening today in America. Israelis rescued, Californians fired, Pat Sajak retired, and crossing guard resigns. That's all coming up, and Bill's going to be here with your message of the day. But first, 4 Israelis were rescued in an operation in Gaza. The Israeli Defense Forces confirmed that 3 of the male hostages were rescued in the home of a journalist who contributed to Al Jazeera. So when Joe Biden says he pledges to rebuild the homes of people in Gaza, this is what some of these homes were used for. 1 Israeli police officer was killed in the operation. In California, starting on April 1st, fast food workers got a pay bump, a $20 minimum wage. All fast food restaurants, except fast food restaurants that serve bread, because one of Gavin Newsom's buddies is a billionaire, Greg Flynn, who happens to own 24 Panera Breads in California, so he was able to get his own little carve out because Panera sells bread. Anyway, the California Business and Industrial Alliance said nearly 10,000 jobs have been cut across fast food restaurants already. Pat Sajak, who is a conservative, his final episode of Wheel of Fortune aired on Friday. His final words on the show were, "I've always felt that the privilege came with a responsibility to keep this daily half hour a safe place for family fun. No social issues, no politics, nothing embarrassing. I hope, just a game." But gradually it became more than that. A place where kids learn their letters, where people from other countries hone their English skills, where families come together along with friends and neighbors and entire generations. What an honor to have played even a small part in all of that. Thank you for allowing me into your lives. Pat took over from Chuck Woolery, 1971, 6 years into the show. Pat Sajak has the Guinness Book of World Records for the longest-serving host of a game show. Ryan Seacrest takes over now with Vanna White, of course. It's reported that he's going to make $28 million a year. Kids at a North Carolina school have been safely crossing the street for 36 years because of one man. He retired from the Postal Service back in 1986, but needed something to do. So he became a crossing guard at the local elementary school. He also happens to be a World War II veteran, and he's 102 years old. He finally has retired. His wife said that what made his job so rewarding was seeing the children coming and going safely across the street. Thank you for your service, both of your services. Thomas Fouchette. I'm Mike Slater from the podcast Politics by Faith. The great Bill O'Reilly has your message of the day. Next.
Everything is expensive these days, you know that. The government is printing trillions of dollars and consumer prices higher than ever. If the government continues its printing and spending, the dollar could continue its free fall. But there are a few things you can do right now. American Hartford Gold can show you how to protect your money, your retirement, your hard-earned savings against inflation by helping you diversify a portion of your portfolio into physical gold and silver. Start with a short phone call, and they can have physical gold and silver delivered right to your door or put inside your 401k or IRA. So please call or text them right now. Tell them Bill O'Reilly sent you. Call 877-444-GOLD, 877-444-GOLD, or text GOLD to 65532. Again, that's 877-444-GOLD, or text GOLD to 65532. Time now for the O'Reilly Update message of the day. Anonymous sourcing should be used very rarely by honest journalists. That means that you report something said to you, but the person saying it doesn't want their name used. Now, I rarely use anonymous sources because I don't trust them. A person can tell you anything, but if they're not willing to back it up, what does it really mean? People have agendas. They want to gossip. They want to hurt other people they don't like. So reporters must be skeptical. Now, if an anonymous source shows you a document or proves to you what he or she is saying is true, then you can use that source, but you have to explain to the reader or the listener or the viewer exactly why you're using the source. Enter the Wall Street Journal, which last week harpooned Joe Biden, saying that he's faltering and using anonymous sources to provide specifics. I read the article, but I didn't quote from it because I don't know who these people are. Obviously, they don't like Joe Biden. So why would I play into that? I know President Biden is cognitively declining. I can see it. I don't like these anonymous sources. I'm Bill O'Reilly. I approve the message by writing it. You can reach me, Bill at BillO'Reilly.com, Bill at BillO'Reilly.com, name and town if you wish to opine. Now let's go to the mail. Brian Setner, Toronto, Canada. Nice town. Bill, my friend in New York, is a psychiatrist, asked me if I still believe Biden won't run. He says that Biden has a clear and obvious cognitive impairment. It is clear. Okay? I made a bet a year ago that Biden would not run. I still believe that. Have you changed your mind? I have not. So I wrote a message of the day on BillO'Reilly.com. It says just that. Okay? If Biden gets waxed in the June 27th debate, it's over. He's out. And how that'll happen is he'll submit a resignation like LBJ did, and in the convention, okay, in Chicago, in August, the Democrats will pick somebody else. That's how it'll go down. If he does well in a debate, I'm going to be proved wrong. Carl Seckley, Farmington Hills, Michigan, top 10 list for the Trump manifesto, which we had yesterday, missed the $34 trillion in national debt. If Donald Trump's elected president in November, he's not going to pare down the debt. He's going to increase the debt because he has to by rebuilding the military once again. Trump is not a debt cutter. Not. So that's why it wasn't on there, because he's not going to do it. Gregory Pappas, Plymouth, Michigan. President Biden has opened the border for 3.5 years, now announced he's closing half of it for 6 months. What do you think he will do with the border if he gets reelected? He'll open it again. If Biden gets reelected, this is a catastrophe. Nothing, I can't see anything in history, anything that would be worse than a Biden reelection. Buchanan, the worst president, worse than Biden, was not reelected. In fact, he couldn't even get the nomination. That's how bad he was back before Lincoln. In a moment, something you might not know. If you own a vehicle with less than 200,000 miles and have an auto warranty about to expire or have no warranty at all, listen up. Car Shield has a low-cost month-to-month vehicle protection plan that's now available to the public. Save on out-of-pocket expenses on future auto repairs. So please call Car Shield now to find out how you can pay almost nothing for covered auto repairs. 800-925-7584 for a free quote. Drivers who activate the vehicle protection today will also receive free roadside assistance, free towing and car rental options at no additional cost. So please call for your free quote, 800-925-7584, 800-925-7584. Hey, what do you have to lose? 800-925-7584. Now the O'Reilly Update brings you something you might not know. 179 years ago today, the nation's 7th president was buried in Nashville, Tennessee. The solemn occasion was nearly derailed by a parrot, a talking parrot, who would not stop talking. Here's the story behind the funeral of Andrew Jackson. Jackson was a powerful figure in the early republic. He joined the South Carolina militia at the age of 13, fought the British during the final years of the Revolutionary War. In 1815, Andrew Jackson defended the city of New Orleans from the British Navy using a ragtag army of Native Americans, freed slaves, French aristocrats, and pirates. He then served in Congress, was elected president in 1828, and throughout his life, Andrew Jackson earned his rough reputation, sometimes dueling with pistols his political opponents. On June 8th, 1845, Old Hickory died from tuberculosis, heart failure, and other ailments. A contributing factor was a bullet lodged in Jackson's chest from a gunfight 4 decades earlier. Andrew Jackson was 78 years old when he passed. 2 days later, thousands gathered in Nashville, Tennessee for the funeral. The crowd included his personal friends, but also his enemies who wanted to be sure Jackson was actually dead. The sermon was interrupted by the president's pet bird named Paul, who wouldn't stop squawking. Said the priest after the funeral, quote, "While the crowd was gathering, a wicked parrot got excited and commenced swearing so loud it had to be carried from the house," unquote. History does not record exactly how Paul learned to curse, but I think we can all figure it out. And here's something else you might not know. Jackson's funeral wasn't even close to his first inauguration as terms of a debacle. After being sworn in, 20,000 drunk citizens descended on the White House and had to be lured out of there with bathtubs full of whiskey before they destroyed the entire building. Back after this. Are you feeling the impact of recent timeshare industry changes? Now more than ever, the costs of timeshare ownership far outweigh the benefits. My friends at Lone Star Transfer are the only company I trust to help you get out. Our listeners' positive feedback demonstrates why I've supported the company for years. For more than a decade, they have helped over 20,000 owners get out of the timeshare. Their exclusive options can help you get out faster and easier, more than any other option in the country. They are the only company that will give you a written guarantee and release you from your timeshare in a specific time frame. With an A+ rating at the Better Business Bureau and thousands of 5-star reviews, customer service is their top priority. For free consultation and a guaranteed solution, please call 855-551-7066. That's 855-551-7066, or go to LoneStarTransfer.com. Thank you for listening to the O'Reilly Update. I am Bill O'Reilly. No spin, just facts, and always looking out for you.